I don't want to open a can of worms, I'm just saying that it has been brought to us a couple of years ago, there was another person who challenged some fees. Retroactive is going to be challenging.
Well, Mr. Antunes has been on the corner of Fifth and Fair for many, many years, and I think he's going to share with the city staff those forms, those tax forms of gross sales receipt, so he can make sure that the city gets compensated.
And gasoline taxes are typically high. He may only end up paying 50% of it. I can't say that unequivocally at this point because I haven't seen, his tax report. But we have tried to work with him. We've tried to make these concessions. We haven't been able to
So,
get him to come to the table.
you would need to bring in the last 3 years of the tax, that form, those 3 years effective. Bring them in.
I agree to be paying that amount, and it's no problem. And even with the new law you want to bring in, it's okay. But not those 3 years on the back.
Well, they have to look at the 3 years in the past. They have to look at the 3 years in the past in order to establish what it is, because maybe that amounts too much. But they need to see it. You were right. You mentioned you think that's what they use to charge the business license. That's right. And it may be more, it may be less. That's a risk. I don't know. But you need to bring those in because that's a requirement. And then off of that, Mayor Pro Tem Busan has made a motion to do 50% of that. But you need to bring in the document. So, are we clear? You need to bring in the last 3 years, those 3 years. What's the last 3 years? Those 3 years. Those 3 years. The 3 years in question, bring those in by this Friday, have them calculate what it is, and then there's a motion to do 50%. So I have a first and a second. Did I have a second? No. I have a first. I'll have a second. I have a first and a second. All those in favor? Say aye.
I also want to mention that the 50%, if we settle on the 50%, as the motion, as I stated, that the general fund doesn't lose that 50%. This will be from the redevelopment agency as an incentive for economic development to pay back. We can do that. We can pay from redevelopment agency the 50% revenue that is going to be.
You have to apply for a loan.
No. This is an incentive for economic development. Because otherwise you're going to have this fund, the general fund, missing. So you pay it back from the redevelopment agency as an incentive of economic development for this business.
Well, if it can be done.
Let's take a look at it.
It's
It's only about 50.
right now, the amount that shows there could be much less if you bring in those schedules. From that amount, he's proposing motion and pass it.
And then call for the vote. Call for the vote. We have a first and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No.
Okay. Anyway, by you bringing that in, it could be less, and then they're going to divide that by 2. So please bring those paperwork. Bring them.
Next Friday?
Set it up with.
Okay, moving on, discussion regarding,
But I would like to see this, like he said, I would like to see this municipal code revisited.
yeah, I agree. I've talked about a flat fee before. I don't know what other alternatives there are, but if we could look at the 2,000 businesses that we have and we come up with a flat fee that we know is constant year after year, we have a better budgeting process.
I think we should compare the two and see what the impacts would be at the same time.
Right. Well, here's what you have.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the difference between the gas station and the service station?
The service station, you have an attendant that puts the gas in. A gas station is you put the gas in your own.
Service, they don't pay tax, sales tax, because it's only service. And gas station could have a grocery store, and they pay tax.
Like an AMP?
Yes, sir.
And that's the only full service station in town.
Right. See, here's the logic that I see about a flat fee and this gross receipt type of thing. Because any businessman will know that If you don't want to pay enough taxes, you're always hiding, something, you're doing something with your gross receipts. And so it's just fooling ourselves, because if it's a bad year, businesses try to do everything they can to not report as much. And so our sales tax is very low. But if we just have a flat fee, we can predict what our revenues will be, and it's a lot easier for businesses, because I don't like sharing my financials with anybody. And that's what you have to do when it's on gross receipts. You have to bring in your financials.
The other thing is, obviously for the city, not to let something like this develop again. And if there's an issue regarding the fees that are being charged, at the second issue of the business license issue, we stop the question.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of income tax returns. People can put numbers as they wish. This is not a good chart, a good way of doing it. I'd like to see if we could come with a flat fee based on location, zoning, square footage, color, whatever it is. I mean, there's plenty of ideas where we can come up with flat fee.
I'd like to see how other cities do it too.
Yeah, there has to be some alternatives. So, all right, let's do that as our councilman request for future agenda items. Item number 19, we have our lieutenant had some meetings with the downtown merchants and with taxi cab and bus companies.
On that item, I'm going to abstain with that because I have a conflict of interest.
Okay. Lieutenant?
Okay, good evening. And on December 30th, you met with Mrs. Ortega, Eric Ortega, Mr. Lopez, and Mr. Castro at the police department, also with Mr. Horton, regarding the temporary reassignment of the taxis and the bus for the City of Caribe. And during that meeting, we came to an agreement that it's a temporary only. And I figured the dates will start January 27th to February 9th. That would cover a week before the City of Caribe, so we can iron out any problems that we have with the parking downtown. If it doesn't work, then we just pull out. Within that 1 week, by Sunday, if things aren't working right, if we have problems with the taxis and the buses, then we just change everything and put them back to their hub. We are working on a long-term solution, and that's going to take some time for the engineering. But we're going to see that, the city in the past has had plans to close First Street, make it another one-way. There's a lot of different plans that we can do up there, but it's going to take time. I can't do it from 1 week to another. The city staff, myself, and the chief gave me direction. Actually, the chief told me, what, we need to resolve this issue, but for the temporary, for the City of Caribe, to get these people to and from their hotels at 8 o'clock at night and 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I believe it's best for them, to have the parking up where they can get their parking, the taxis and the taxis up at front and get transported to the hotel rooms.
Okay, well, good work. Good work, Kevin.
We'll put it back on the agenda when we're ready to have something to present to you guys. We'll put it up on the agenda.
So it's been set down, discussed.
If the owners are here, or Mr. Castro's here, if there's any questions?
Yes, sorry, I've been outside. Did you mention about the bus?
Yes, we're going to put a bus up on First Street, and the taxis agreed on it, and they're going to have one bus, and the taxis will park on First Street, and the taxis will go all the way back to Heffern, and they will line up right there like an L shape, and as the taxis leave, they're going to follow back to the front of the line, and as the bus leaves, he's going to park his bus. We'll put delineators on the street and everything, mark it temporary. The fiscal impact for that week is probably going to be like $750 because it's only going to put out like 9 meters. So it's not going to cost the city much other than that. I will have a traffic control student from IBC out there. It's not going to cost the city anything. It shouldn't cost the city anything because the traffic, IBC pays for the student worker out there at First and Rockwood for that time. That way they'll move traffic along, pedestrians will cross, and then the buses and taxis can move out of the city, out of the downtown to where they need to get.
Thank you for taking the initiative and sitting down with each one of them, because we thought it was a hostile environment, but it wasn't. It was just somebody needed to sit down and kind of work this out. So appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, sir.